standing in a dim hallway lined with mirrors. You'd think each reflection is you, delayed by fractions of a second, but look more closely. Watch how they move. Notice the one on the far left, the third pane from the floor. It tilts its head a moment too late, as if it waited to see what you would do first. As if it were studying your behavior, trying to understand what, exactly, makes you you. And this, strangely enough, is a decent place to begin explaining identity. Most people think identity is simple. Your memories, your name, your personality. But the deeper you look, the more it slips, like a face in fogged glass. The concept of you is far more fragile, far more constructed, and far more easily disturbed than anyone would like to believe. Part 1. Memory. The first fracture. Consider memory. It feels solid, the story of your life, internally narrated. But memory is not a recording. It's a reconstruction. Every time you remember something, you rewrite it. Your brain edits scenes, fills gaps, polishes moments that never shined, and shadows moments that used to be clear. Eventually, the retellings are louder than the original event. If identity is built on memory, then identity is at least partly fictional. And here's the unsettling part. The brain doesn't bother mentioning this to you. It doesn't tell you which moments are true and which ones were assembled from scraps. Imagine a house where someone keeps rearranging the furniture every night, but politely puts a blindfold on you before turning on the lights. When the blindfold comes off, you assume everything is exactly where you left it. Why wouldn't you? It feels right. Memory is the first crack in identity, the realization that the foundation itself cannot be trusted. Part 2. The body. A stranger you inhabit. You'd think at least your body is you. But your cells replace themselves constantly. Your skin, your blood, even your bones. You're always shedding and regenerating. The body you have today is not the same body you had 7 or 10 years ago. You are, in a literal biological sense, a moving ship with its planks swapped silently, piece by piece. If identity is tied to the body, then identity is always dissolving and reassembling. And even stranger, most cells in your body aren't you at all. You're outnumbered by the microorganisms living inside you. They influence your thoughts, cravings, and mood in a subtle but disturbing way. Your identity is partly authored by things that do not even know you exist. You are not a solitary self. You are a colony pretending to be one. Part 3. The mind. The voice that isn't yours. Now we reach the mind. The part people cling to most. You probably believe you have a single, cohesive mind because the voice in your head speaks with confidence. But that voice isn't you. It's an announcer stitching together your thoughts after the fact. Neuroscience shows that decisions are often made fractions of a second before you consciously choose them. The narrator in your head takes credit for decisions it didn't make. In other words, your sense of self is partly a cover-up, and even more unsettling is the idea of unconscious processes. Numerous, simultaneous use, each with its own job, each influencing your behavior. Some guard your habits, some handle your language, some watch for danger. They operate independently and silently. Your consciousness, the you identify with, is just the diplomat sent forward to make everything seem coordinated. Identity, then, isn't a single thing. It's a committee, pretending to speak with one voice. Part 4. The story. The lie you tell yourself. Identity is not just memory, body, or thought. It's the story that weaves those pieces together. A story your brain desperately tries to keep consistent. When something doesn't fit the story, a behavior that contradicts your beliefs, a desire that feels out of place, your brain quietly hides it, buries it, or rewrites it. Not out of malice, but to preserve the illusion of continuity. Yourself is the protagonist of an internal narrative that's constantly being edited, so you don't have to face how inconsistent you actually are. This is why people feel creeped out when they see videos of themselves or hear their own voice. The identity you constructed doesn't match the one the world sees. You sense an intruder, but the intruder is you. The uncanny feeling is a glitch in the story. Part 5. The mirror room. The final disturbance. Let's return to the hallway of mirrors. Each reflection represents a version of you. The you believe you are. The you try to be. The you others see. The you were. The you fear becoming. The you never realized existed. The you your brain is quietly constructing at this very moment. Only one of those reflections matches the story in your head. And statistically, it's probably the least accurate one. Identity is not a solid object. It is a shifting boundary you chase but can never catch. It is a center that does not hold, a pattern that rearranges itself every time you look at it. And this is the creepiest part. There is no deep, fundamental you hidden beneath the layers. The layers are all there is. The self is a memory that rewrites itself, a body that rebuilds itself, a mind made of competing voices, a story edited to hide inconsistencies. Identity is the most convincing illusion you will ever believe, because you have no choice but to believe it. Without it, the world becomes incomprehensible. You don't have a self. You perform one. Final thought: if you stand in front of a mirror long enough, focusing on your own eyes, you might feel something strange. A flicker of unfamiliarity. A sense that the person looking back has slipped out of alignment for just a moment. Nothing supernatural is happening. It's simply that your brain, for an instant, has lost its grip on the story. You're seeing yourself without the illusion. And for most people, that's the creepiest experience of all.